So welcome back guys for another video. Today we're going to talk about Anime Vanguards update 6.5. Quick before we start this video, our goal is to reach 100k subscribers, and by subscribing before we get to 100k, you can officially claim to be an OG subscriber of AB Plays. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get this video started. So if my voice is sounding a little bit rough right now, my voice is, not really in the best shape that it is right now. So yeah, please do excuse that. But I wanted to talk about Anime Vanguards update 6.5, and I was genuinely surprised by how good update 6.5 is, and that's why I'm going to talk about it, because update 6.5 is just really interesting. First, we're going to start with the sneaks right here. As you guys can see, there's a bunch of new sneaks right now. We have this right here, which is Kaguya. I also was not able to cover this because as I covered this, I was, I already posted a video. But this one right here is, I believe, Kaguya with the 10 tails, right? I believe that right there is the 10 tails. And they are doing a very big attack. So it might be a nuke. Kaguya might have a nuke, which is interesting. And right here, yeah, this kind of spoils it, but there is going to be a Conqueror versus Invulnerable unit, which basically means that, yeah, they're gonna add Invincible into the game, which is pretty insane. Also, this one right here is shiny version of that unit. As you guys can see, we have right here, we have Conquer versus Invincible, and right here we have Invincible versus Omni-Man. This is gonna be the shiny version of said unit, which is very, very, very good looking. I really like that. Now we have Copyright Late Bloom. We have Anime Vanguards Late Bloom, not Copyright. Anime Vanguards Late Bloom, which is the sneak or the trailer for the actual update. So we're gonna go check that out. So right here we have this guy right here. This, by the way, is this is not Yu-Gi-Oh getting added. This is only, I believe, Volk's avatar, or I believe this is Volk's avatar. And this is just one of the cutscenes basically with Kaguya, and as you guys can see right there, Kaguya's gonna come out of this portal right here. We already saw this a while back. This is basically just the same cutscene repeated again. Yeah, it's basically just the same cutscene. But apart from this cutscene, we're going to see a bunch of other stuff, including these right here, which is the map I believe that we're gonna have. We're starting to see some of Kaguya's moves. As you guys can see right there, that is Kaguya's abilities, which is actually pretty interesting. Okay, so I see some minus 80% here, so he might have some buffs and damages that he's doing, or she is doing. Very interesting right there. The VFX is also pretty good. This is, I believe, I don't really know which unit this is. There's a list right here of all the new units, which we're gonna check later on. Yeah, but these are the new units. Actually, we're gonna go check it right now. Kaguya, Marek, Hibana, Merlin, Rudius, Rimuru, Arsuid, and then Invincible versus Conquest. So yeah, you heard that right. There's a bunch of units for an update 6.5, for a 0.5 update, which is why this update is genuinely insane. It's a 0.5 update with that many new units, which is crazy. So this is the second unit. This is second unit. This right here is Merlin, which is a 7 Deadly Sins unit. It's a 7 Deadly Sins unit, which is very, very nice. It's Merlin. Low-key, very happy that they're not making Escanor part of this update, because Escanor should be its own unit. He shouldn't just be a banner unit. He should be like a quest unit. So very good on Merlin. I don't know who that unit is. I think is that Rudius? Yeah, that's Rudius. And then also we're gonna have Rimuru. I believe Rimuru is going to be the portal unit, because we had Ragnar for portal unit. I believe we're gonna get Rimuru as a portal unit as well in update 6.5. That's Rimuru right there. And then right here we have this unit, which I don't really know who this one is. And then after that, yeah, we're still not done here. Yeah, that's crazy, the amount of things we have. Then obviously it's already been confirmed that it's gonna be portals. So yeah, as you guys can see right here, it's basically just the same thing with this one, but we're gonna have a new NPC right here probably, which is Probably going to be Rimuru or something like that. And then yeah, it's just gonna be portals, which is nice. And then after that, they also gave us a release date, which is going to be Friday. This is Saturday. I believe is in the time zone of the developers, so it's probably going to be Saturday for me because I'm in the Philippines. And then after that, you have another Kaguya sneak. And then here's where we have it: Conqueror versus Invincible, because this is an invincible unit, right? I know this is not an anime. It's not really an animated thing, but I feel like it still counts, right? I feel like it still counts, and it doesn't really matter anyway. People really like it, so who cares, right? People like it, who cares? And we're gonna have Conqueror. But one of the things I like about this unit is how instead of, you know, them being an actual unit and, you know, punching, the way that these two guys are, you know, going to deal damage is by, hopefully they're going to be a good unit because they're going to be Worldlines unit. Worldlines unit are mostly support units. We haven't really gotten a good DPS unit from Worldlines yet. Hopefully they're going to break that mold and become a really great, you know, DPS unit from Worldlines. So this update is most likely going to, you know, bring back Anime Vanguards, because right now Anime Vanguards is in a bad place. I believe they only have like 25k players right now, as opposed to, you know, ALS has 80,000 players right now, right? So hopefully Anime Vanguards update 6.5 kind of gets some of their players back, because obviously, in my opinion, they really do need it. You know, ALS is at 75k right now, which is crazy. So if this update is well received, which I do believe this update has, you know, very good potential, it could be well received, especially with the amount of units that are in this update. I think this could genuinely bring back a lot of the 80s players. And one of the things that I'm noticing them do is, I think it's going to be very nice if they just go back their roots, stop adding newer game modes like PvP, which, by the way, PvP is dead right now. A lot of people are saying PvP is not really that enjoyable. You know, stop adding game modes after every update, because after a while, some of these game modes, you know, get boring and they just die off. We don't really need a bunch of game modes. I feel like we could have raids, but if you just make those raids better each time you add them, you know, like make each raid unique, it could be still very good. If you make each portal unique to itself, then that could also be very good. If you make each story mode good, make the maps look good, I feel like people would still like that. You know, you don't really need to add new game modes every single update, because the more they do that, the longer the updates take, and also the more bugs are introduced. So I feel like they're now going to go back to the roots, just add, you know, and modify the game modes that we already have, make it better, and I feel like that might do a lot for the game. So that's it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and sub. Peace out, everybody.